Hey everybody, and welcome to your April market update by the numbers. My name is Andrew Destin, and I'm a realtor with United Home Realty in Colorado. The last 3 months I've given you the Colorado statistics, and this month of April, since it's the end of quarter one, I'm going to give you national and Colorado statistics. So let's jump into those national stats first. So the first statistic we want to look at is where we were at compared to a year ago. And this is from National Association of Realtors, and they've only released for the February 2023, so that's what we're going off today. And as you can see here, the percent change in sales from 1 year ago is down quite a bit in every price range. And of course that makes sense. The interest rates were much lower. They're about half of what they are now. So that of course makes sense. It does get a little more interesting when you look at this price point per region. So as you can see here, that middle area where it's 250,000 to 500,000, that's where most people live, and that's where most of the sales are done. And then you have your extremes like the Midwest has a lot more sales below that, and then the West Coast has a lot more sales above that. Everyone else is kind of in between. And then we look at the median days on market per price range, and interestingly, this is not that much different along price range. The big outlier, if you could call it that, is the 100 to 250,000 range. That tends to go a lot faster than the other ones. And then this next graph just reinforces the reality that we are in a seasonal market again. You can see the months of supply. So this is how long it takes to sell all the houses in supply if no new ones came on the market. And so typically a lower number means that it's much more of a seller's market, and then a higher number means it's much more of a buyer's market. So as you can see, last January, February, it was below 2, which is low, indicating a seller's market. And then that rose, into the 3s through the colder months. And now we are starting to come back down. Of course, it only gives us the February numbers. If I had to guess, those March numbers are even a little bit lower than that 2.9 because they are in Colorado. Speaking of Colorado, let's get on to our statistics and see what's happened in the last 3 months. So first you can see we are in that spring market. Prices have been rising steadily since January. And this is what it looks like for price per square foot. And this is what it looks like from closed price to list price ratio. You can see we're almost getting to 100%. So homes are almost selling for 100% of what they're listed for originally. So homes are selling for more and closer to the list price. How fast are they selling? Well, as we can see here, this stat has changed a lot in the last 3 months. We've gone from 35 days on market, now we're at 13 days on market for median. That's a big change, showing that there's a lot more demand out there. And then another statistic to help measure that demand out there is the pending number of sales. And you can see in March there was a big jump. So people are going out and buying more homes. And then of course we wonder, what kind of effect has that demand had on supply of our Colorado market? And it's had a pretty big one. As you can see here, the months of inventory is down below 2, and I think this trend will probably continue as we go into this summer, because more people are going to be buying than selling, and there's going to be a lot of action going on this summer. If you're a seller, that means that your house is likely going to appreciate in value this summer, and it's going to sell in less time than it has, say, this last winter. We likely won't see that extreme seller's market that we've seen in the last 2 or 3 years or so, but this is a great sign for someone who's been looking to sell, been waiting for the right time, so that way they can get some equity out of their house and sell it quickly. But of course, most sellers are buyers, and they're going to use the proceeds from the sale of their home to help put down on a down payment for their next home. So for people in that situation, get yourself prepared to buy. Get yourself pre-approved, know what you can afford well before you put your house on the market. And of course, reach out to a real estate professional to see what your house might sell for. And you can always reach out to me on that part, because remember, I'm never too busy for you or your real estate referrals. And if I don't work in your area, I probably know someone who does. So for someone who's selling and then buying a home, of course, being prepared is very important. Having all your ducks in a row so you can make that transition quickly. But what about for the person who's currently renting and they're looking to buy their first home? And the sentiment for those people is pretty much the same thing. Be prepared. Get yourself pre-approved so that way when you go out and look at houses, you know what you can afford, you're not shopping out of your range. And then you can be prepared to put down that offer when you see one you really like and win that offer. And also for buyers, don't get discouraged. It's going to be a little more competitive for sure than it has been the last 6 months or so, but not nearly as competitive as it was the 2.5 years before that. And it's definitely worth it getting off the rent cycle and really buying and putting your money towards something that can contribute to your financial freedom. So this has been your April market update. And of course, if you have any questions, you can comment below or have a link in my description on how you can best get a hold of me and even schedule a real estate consultation with me for free. Thanks for watching, everybody, and have a good day.